what is it? Not Airtree.
Tasker. Yeah.
And he was saying like a lot, and I was like,
Oh, really?
oh, wow, yeah. But then I was like, well, he's probably a millionaire. Maybe I can just keep saying it.
Yeah, but not a podcaster.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, true.
I'm
neither.
I was listening to My First Million actually the other day, and the dude was going, "Yeah, I got this brutal but really good advice after one of my talks. Some chick came up to me and goes, that was really good, but stop saying like. When you say like, you sound stupid." I was like,
Fucking hell.
how was that good advice?
I know.
He's like, ever since there, I stopped saying it, and everyone's going, "Yeah, mate." Like, it was a profound point.
Yeah, mate.
It's one of the worst stories I've ever heard, and I feel shit now. Like's just my arm.
Just give me construction. Something savage is coming.
So corny. So yeah, this is one release we've got coming up. We're going to be releasing in a couple of weeks. We're doing like miniature versions of our rings to wear as pendants.
Sick.
So I didn't actually, I thought the idea was sick, and then I was just like sort of sitting on it for a while. I couldn't really.
I can barely read that.
I
My
could.
eyes are fucked.
I was like, I couldn't really think the best way to run it. And Luke Mitchell came on in, and he was hell keen on it. Yeah, he was just like, "Hey, I was thinking about doing your rings, but smaller versions of them." I was like, "Dude, I was actually planning on doing that already." He's like, "Yeah, I reckon run it." So we've got that coming out next couple of weeks. We're filming that runway show with Matt Hill. You know what I was saying, with our fingers.
No.
Yeah, we're doing this sick clip where we're like doing like a mock runway show,
That's
but it's with our
sick.
fingers. So we've got this like fakes, not fake. We've got this little setup done. It's gonna have like full smoke machines and stuff, and we're gonna have the camera on like on rollers, just like doing these 6 swooping shots, and then the final shot's gonna be it's gonna like be slowly zooming out. I have like a suit shot up to there, and it'll be cut off, and it'll be zooming out. And then you end up seeing the rest of me. I'll be in a singy with like footy short, just smoking a dart, just looking like a full piece of shit.
That's sick.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that?
I don't know. Peyote. All right. So we are down to the top 10. And, well, it's been decided now. We're not down.
We're at the 11th hour, if you will.
Oh.
Sorry to get in there.
Yeah. I was going to say, as a prelude, you got kicked out. I did like that design, actually, but yeah, we've got the People's Choice. Yeah, so the winning design is coming out on August 1st. So the winning design has been sold of whole of August, and then the runner-up is just been sold for a one-day exclusive on the 1st. And then, yeah. And then we still got the pendant division to do.
Yeah, so what happened with that? I think we discussed it on the first one.
Yeah, so we'll just probably do it later in the year.
You were like, yeah, we'll do a top 50, and there was 53 submissions. The 3 that didn't get in, basically.
Yeah, I know. It would be us selecting the 3 shittest and just rinsing them.
Yeah. If your name wasn't heard, you're in.
Yeah.
Not because it's good, but by default. You just went in the 3 worst.
I actually think I already know the winner of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just looked at it then. But yeah, we'll do the pendant design in the end, towards the end of the year. A few steamers in there. A few Cleveland steamers in there.
You can't lump your comps all together in one go.
Nah,
Business
dude.
101, mate. Haven't you listened to Gary Vee?
Gary Vee. Have you seen the guy that rips Gary Vee?
No.
He's just such a bang-on impersonation of him. How
It's
good
not
is
the
he?
guy that has that suicide pill and he's like, not today, pal. Not today.
Nah, the entrepreneur.
Yeah, I fucking
How
love
would you
that
read
page.
that? How do you read it
Entrepreneur.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah, entrepreneur.
Yeah. I fucking love that page.
It's so good, eh?
I was watching one today and it was him getting like these like fake crypto guys are like messaging him and being like, hey man, do you want to make like $10,000 a week for doing nothing? You basically can't lose. And he's going, I'm interested. And he'd be like replying and it was so funny. And he was like, the guy was explaining it. He was explaining like crypto to him. And he's like, yeah, the way it works is that like we have all these machines set up and we're doing like mining. And so, you know, while you're just sitting there, like the machines are mining, it'll get all the coins for you. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay. my uncle died in a horrific mining accident. His last dying words for me to stay away from mining, son. So I'm a bit worried about it. And the guy's reply was like, that's great. And then he was like, yeah, it was really great when my uncle died. Anyway, I'm here for the money. What's up? Or something like that.
That's so good.
I know.
Did you see his one yesterday morning? It was like, just remember when you wake up, you're $1 billion away from being a billionaire. Write that down.
Yeah, I love when it goes like, write that down. I'll read that again.
Yeah.
Whenever they do Gary Vee, his head's always shrunk and small.
Yeah, small face.
I just don't get it.
Oh, it's fucking so good. All right. I'm upstairs.
What's that from again?
Theo Vaughn. I'm
I
upstairs.
can't remember it.
Not today, Satan. The guy calls up and Theo has this clip in the week before where he's talking about getting hit by a train.
Oh, yeah,
and this guy calls up. He's like, yeah, I heard your clip the other day about talking about getting hit by a train. And when I was in high school, I actually got hit by a train. He goes, yeah, that's what's up. And then he's telling the story. He's like, and I got to say, man, if I had to live my life again, I'd probably, and Theo's going, say it. He's like, say it. I'd probably get hit by a train again. He goes, yeah, that's what's up. That's who we are, son. We get hit by trains and go, run it back, fam. 2 trains. So good. Not today, Satan. Oh, fucking Theo.
So good.
God love him.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, number 10 is... All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 10, once again, we were saying the similar thing to last year. It's pretty much just first, second, and everyone's tied third because like all of the designs were so sick. I actually reckon this is easy, our most solid top 10.
How funny, because at the start you were like, yeah, last year was so good, it's going to be hard to top, and I don't know if we can. And then now...
Yeah, I actually thought that this wasn't as solid of a year. It started real slow. I think people were sitting on their designs for a while before releasing them. And then, so it was like the final week, like some of all the best ones came through. Yeah, so this is such a solid top 10. There was none in here that I wouldn't be frothing on making. So whatever your number is, yeah.
It's basically 3 unless you're 2 or 1.
Exactly. But all right, let's rip on in. So number 10, last place.
Last out of the best, though.
Yeah, that's it.
Still last.
So this was... Endless Serpent by Joshua Williamson Evans. So this one didn't get as much love as I would have hoped, but it's not necessarily a vote comp anyway, so it didn't overly matter. The thing is, if you snuck this into our collection, I'd be very confident that it would still be probably one of our best sellers. The only thing is there's probably there's a couple of themes in there that are slightly too common. Like we've done the Ouroboros quite a few times, and there's other ring designs out there using the Ouroboros. He's done it well though, like the square. So that's why I put it through the top 10. The square signet shape would pump. If we literally just fed that in, it would be one of our best sellers. And like the fact that I think that you'd make that snake a yellow gold sig. Also, I just love a good bit of just pencil and paper, you know.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I loved it, number 10, but what can you say?
Get in there.
Get in there. I'm upstairs. So it was number 10.
What's that word? Sorry, the word that I forget every single week. The thing on the...
Ouroboros.
Nah, the...
Ouroboros.
Yeah, that's it. The thing on the side that connects like the face.
Oh, shank.
Shank.
I was
like
so
the shank
tempted
on
to
this
say
one.
Ouroboros again. Just knew it would have been funny at all. Shank.
Yeah, I like the shank on this one. It's cool.
Yeah.
Simple, but cool.
Yeah, this was the year of the shank.
It was.
All right, so this next one has no shank detail. All right, so number 9 is Stargazer by Aidan McLean. Again, like, I think this one... Like, the thing is, I had to look for issues with them in order to find the top 10.
Yeah,
and they were so hard to
the least
find.
issues, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So this one was sick. I was a little bit unsure how the artwork could actually translate over to the ring once it went sculptural. Because especially, I'm pretty sure this dude, Aiden, is actually a tattoo artist. So that style is obviously built for 2D. Like, I don't know how to describe his tattoo style, if it's like just trad or bold work or whatever. But it just works very well as a 2D structure. And I think it would still like that's why it's in the top 10. I still reckon it would pump, but I think all in all, sick design. It may have not been as complete of a piece with just like the central focal point and not much else on the sides, but I don't know. As I said, I'm sort of looking for issues that don't really exist because I reckon the design's sick anyway.
Yeah, that's it, Alex. When you get to like, I mean, I don't know like how you found it, but when you get to like the top 10 at least, like you don't need to think like, what do I like here? Because like they're probably all good. It's just assume that these are all good now. How do we like now counteract that and find out what's shit so we can try and cull it?
Yeah, it's actually the method I used. I was like searching for issues and like you sort of uncover slight ones, and it's not anything that would ever stop me making this just as a standard collection. It's just purely for the winner. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like their surname. You're out.
Darn, I can't pronounce that.
All right. John Smith.
What was the one that we were like saying was actually pronounced something different?
I can't remember.
What was it? It was funny, dude. Jeez, we laugh.
Check that previous podcast if you haven't heard it.
All right. Number 8 is Me Lucky Charms by Matt Dossiter. Dossitor.
Is he from the Northern Beaches?
I don't know. Name's sort of familiar. I know Matt Dossett.
Oh.
But yeah, anyway, this was very similar to Endless Serpent. You don't need to have like an overly intricate design or overly unique. And I know once again, if this design, you could even do this for a St. Paddy's Day launch. I might actually hit him up for St. Paddy's Day next year to do a little March.
Yeah. Is it?
To do like a little one day exclusive or something. Like I know that would be a favorite if it sat in the collection. Honestly, every single component of it, people like bought into. They were fine with it not being maybe the most heaving design, but you know, as we said, the design's not going to bite your cock off, but it's got a lot of really slick stuff in there that people like. That would just be like an heirloom that's passed down through a couple of Irish generations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's number 8.
Cool hallmark. I like the hallmark.
Yeah, the hallmark was cool as well. Because they would still want to do that as well, actually. The plain band with all the hallmarks. That can be so sick. It might even auction it off. Oh yeah, we're going to auction it off and give all the money to me.
Donate all the money to my fat bloody bank account. Fuck, you got too many ideas. You need to put out like a competition to figure out which idea to use.
The idea comp.
Yeah.
All right, so that's number 8. Once again, killed it. And heaps of people, and so Matt to know that heaps of people in our member group love this design and they're going to be spewing. But yeah, it's cool. I just reckon that real sort of like fine sculptural clover in the center would look so sick.
With the sunken in bit below it.
Yep, deep sunk.
Yeah.
All right, so just sunken in like a junkie's eyes, you know. Come on, give us some.
I'm not sure what you meant.
All right, so this is number 7. Are we ripping through these too quick?
It's kind of quick, but
what are you going to do?
What much more can you say about a fucking ring?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay, so number 7 is... Dragging it out. Yeah, so my parents first met. I might go back to the start. Well, it's right on topic because number 7 is Origins.
Oh, very nice segue. I can't hit it properly. I'm like
yeah, no. Anyway, so yeah, number 7 is Origins by Oscar Mezzaletti. I butchered that name, but
it's a risky one to put in there, knowing you'd have to say that.
I know. This one's so sick as well. I literally can't even say anything negative about a lot of these ones. There's nothing separating these top few by all that much. Out of curiosity, I'd love to see this design made. One point, I think the texture and the pattern on the skulls would be sick, and you actually read into it a bit more. It's there's a lot of thought put into every single element, which I loved. I can't even really find negatives on it. I think if anything, it was maybe weighting too much on just that shell doing all the heavy lifting. I think if you swap that out, it would have been hard to substitute anything for that central piece. And in which case it was maybe less of a complete piece.
You've replaced like with maybe.
Yeah, true. But yeah, but either way, it was a sick design. A lot of people loved it. So that's number 7. All right. So number 6 is Rosie Gaunt with Creatures of the Night. I actually think she may have been number 6 last year as well.
Really?
Yeah.
She had a she had 2, didn't she, this year?
2 in the top 50, just 1 in the top 10. Yeah, there's nothing overly concerning about this. I think every single element, a part of this design, could have been involved in a winning piece. People froth on wolves. I don't know if it was just the components that maybe swooned us, and like the artwork is so sick as well. I was unsure on how it would go with us executing the tree trunk down the side. So it was more of a bit of a curiosity of, I'm not sure how I'd go actually building that tree trunk on the side. It might be a bit cumbersome on the finger, rolling over the face. The artwork.
What do you mean by that, cumbersome on the finger?
Yeah, I just like the thickness of it, like coming around the side. Like I was unsure of how we'd actually play that out. If it was an engraving, it kind of wouldn't really work. You'd need to go sculptural. But and then once again, this is really nitpicking because it is sick, and that signal, like even if you didn't have the tree trunk going down the side, that face is enough for people to froth on. So yeah, I don't know. I think once again, there is not much separating these. It's a really, really sick design. I think the artwork was done really, really well, and I think you might even struggle to replicate that exact same, I guess, sort of like cartoony style once it's made. And yeah, the tree trunk was, I don't know how well we could have nailed that. So that was giving me a little bit of reserve, All right, so this is number 5.
It's heating up. It's getting fucking hot in here.
It is. Was that your foot in my groin? All right, so this is number 5. This is Dion Ong with the wolf. So the thing is with this one, I love the design from the start anyway, so this isn't a huge issue. But Dion has a massive following, and she was putting up posts
Asking to vote.
Yeah, asking to vote and stuff, which is, this is fine. But there was we just got bombarded by our followers. It was hard to actually see what the genuine feedback was. Yeah. So if anything, it actually hurt Diong's chances, because I was like, dude, I don't know if this is authentic feedback. People were just going, the wolf,
yeah,
the wolf.
Yeah,
he's on fire. No, the wolf. And I was just like, okay, yeah, we get it. Like your followers want it. Yeah, which is fine. But it was more just, I was like, dude, I just want to
build what gets built for the most amount of people that are going to be happy.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to, and that's just not the way the comp works. Otherwise, it would just be a comp of how many followers do you have?
Yeah.
Sling it our way. But that being said, it's still number 5 because I thought the design was actually sick. Like it was a unique take on the skulls the animal skulls that we use often. I love the full moon cycle, and and that sort of I guess like very traditional style of round signet we've been using quite a bit recently. So I don't know, it was still a sick design, but yeah, it was hard to get the genuine feedback, but either way, like it's number 5, so it obviously still crushes.
I think this is probably my favorite so far out of the top 10.
The wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wolf.
Get it on. All right. So number 4.
It's heating up in here.
Oh, is that your foot in my groin, dude? All right. Number 4.
Does that have a name?
I wonder who number 4 was last year. I'm going to suss that out. So number 4 last year was Connor's with My Demons Can Swim. Ooh, grimy.
That would did that get made, that ring?
Nah.
Didn't it?
Fuck that. It looks so hard to make. All right, so this is number 4. A lot of people in here that work here, their favourite. It had a lot of froth. Can't think anything bad about it. Just it's not the winner.
It's a really hard surname to say.
Yeah, it actually is. So this was Snake in the Grass by Jessica Galahadro Diaz. Oh, I nailed it. That was cruisy, dude. Yeah, such a sick design. I'd be keen to definitely see it made one day. The only thing that I could have even really thought was just the artwork in the 2D. It was so sick. Like I think that sort of, that I guess that's a
Art
sort
Deco?
of the Art Deco ring style, but I mean just that sort of like traditional tattoo style just looks very, very good in the 2D. I think it would obviously still, because it's number 4, it would obviously think that it would still look sick as well as a design, but I maybe had a bit of caution behind. I'm just at least, it might be sick. I was just a little bit cautious about I don't know if we'd necessarily be able to nail it as much as the design just looks epic.
Well, because that style doesn't translate as well to 3D.
Well, it might do, but like
Just the slightest hesitation. And therefore, you just can't put it at number 1 because that's the only fault you can find.
Because the 2D there just looks so good. The patterns of the 2D look really, really good, except it's actually supposed to be sculptural and layered, which would probably look sick. But you think about even the winner O'Connor's in the first year, the koi fish, you look at his actual artwork, you're like, whoa, it's pretty, it's not that polished compared to the other years. It's kind of shit artwork, but I just knew the concept was there and everything, all the components there would build a sick design. And obviously it did. It was, one of our best sellers ever. But it was really cool design, beautiful little further details as well. Just did it for a mum, made her real proud.
Oh, that's cute.
But so we're down to the last 3. So essentially, where this is the last one we'll read before you'll know actually who the winner is. So number 3 nearly actually didn't go through to the top 10. So the reason why is I actually thought that it was maybe too bold of a hitter for our customers, and it was so sick to hear people frothing on it. So number 3 is Master of Fate by Rachel Wong. So I just thought that this might just be too bold, it's a fairly extravagant piece.
In what sense too bold?
Well, it's just, it's far from a standard signet. Those 2 hands are pretty
complex
bark.
and
just complex, and it's just it's a heavy looking piece. It's not some of our best sellers are very stripped back and plain and minimalistic, but this one flares at you,
It's isn't a bad thing, right? It's just
no. I loved it. I just didn't know if our audience were, and they did. Everyone was frothing on this, so I'm stoked at. I think that there's a good chance that we'll end up making this. I think that we'll probably maybe even make the top 3. I'll announce something about that later, but I think the top 3 should nearly be made. So and then we'll pretty much just add a new one day exclusive every year because we added the People's Choice. So yeah, I think Rachel, so many people want to see this made, and so it will be the first one we'll have with a little stone set in it, which would look so sick. So, keep that in mind. I reckon Rachel's needs to get done. So that's number 3. Master of Fate. Loves it. All right. The wolf is on fire. Yeah. Okay. Top 2.
that can be the intro part.
Yeah, the wolf. Everyone will think the wolf's gonna win. Got you. Sick. So the 2 that remain are the Collector and Wabi Sabi. Oh. It's a battle between Half-Life inspired The Great Wave, a feature that's come up a couple of times that I've seen. I've seen The Great Wave actually in the last 2 comps, which I really wanted to get through. They weren't that good of a design though. Skulls have just featured again. But you cop grief for putting skulls through, but people foam on it.
Yeah. The people have spoken.
That's
they like
it.
Skulls.
So what can you do, Nick?
Not much.
Not
much.
So yeah, those are the 2 we're sitting at that'll pop up. Wabi Sabi, the Collector. All right, those are the 2 we got sitting on. both of these are going to get made. So Crystal, Ruby McLaren and Ellie Zucker. Both of the designs are getting made. One will be for a one-day exclusive and one will be the winner. So the things that were reservations for me that were sort of in the final decision making, obviously the collector pumps. The thing that I was thinking, I was like, is it isolated? Is the main feature that's like, is the main feature that rips, was it too isolated, just a small area of the ring, and did the design not build out enough outside of that? Obviously, Ellie's also made like a sick, unique signet shape, like that little coffin shape, quite small as well. More accessible for a wider range of the audience. Would be a sick little pinky ring. I've talked about a few times about having catacombs on a design, so I'm famous that that someone's used the catacombs for this, but for this comp, I mean. And then Half-Life, the clear thing that was sort of concerning, not really concerning, but the clear thing that was
Wabi-sabi, you mean?
Yeah, of Wabi-sabi, that was a topic to discuss was, did it matter that there was clear inspiration taken from Half-Life, the People's Choice winner last year? And what I was sort of looking at, I was like, look, even if you did make a template, so this was like the sort of thought process I was saying. If you made that the template for a design comp, you're like, this is a design style you have to use, now design out from that. So you need to have one side that's going to be clean, high polished. It's not easy to rinse and repeat. So Wabi-Sabi, the
There's
design.
a few in there already that kind of, this wasn't the only one in the whole comp that leveraged off that.
And it doesn't necessarily need to have come from like, who is it? Crystal may have not even seen Half-Life, because it makes sense, because the high polish on one side and then the deep sculptural element's going to look so sick. So a lot of people arrived out on their own, but that was at least one concern, if it was any concern at all. But yeah, I don't know. So those are the two that are lined up. Wabi-sabi, the collector. All right. So the winner of the 2020 design comp is... Fucking hell. There'll be so many comments just going, fucking say it. Okay, so the winner of the 2020... I said 2020 a couple of times as well. The winner of the 2022...
Just recycling the podcast from 2 years ago.
is Prosperity by Conor Jon Taylor.
It's the whole podcast, but you sub out the name part and just put in the new one.
It's poorly dubbed.
It's just your voice. Yeah, it's just your voice. It doesn't even match your mouth moving.
Okay, so this is the winner of the 2022 CHD Design Comp is Wabi-sabi. Oh, no. Well, Nick.
Well done, Wabi-sabi.
I'm so keen to see this. Like, it was a very clear winner in our member group. So where we get a lot of our feedback from, it's less so Instagram and stuff, just because we're unsure of how authentic the feedback is. We've got 2 member groups online that a lot of people were just like, mate, get this one through. I've seen the Great Wave pop up in every single comp, and I was like, oh, they just didn't feed it right. I was just like, damn it, I wish we could have put that through. This one was done so well. Like, I think, once again, it's the same methodology as why we loved Half-Life, just having that really high polish on one side. I think you have a deep sculptural element on the left, and then you'll just have it as a slight negative engraved on the right. I reckon that changeover will look really sick.
And I fucking love Half-Life too, so I'm glad that something inspired by it at least got through.
Yeah.
The thing is that, like, it could be like, you know, not saying it's easy, but like you could slap on something that's quite iconic, like the Great Wave, and kind of be like, oh, you know, like everyone will want that.
Yeah.
So like, I'll let all the hard work of the last 200 years that painting's been around, whatever, like, do the work for me. Whereas, like,
100%.
This is like that, which is true. Yeah, it looks good and like it's well known, but it's done in a really cool way. Whereas, like, might not even necessarily be a wave, and this would be cool. But the fact that it kind of combines the two.
Yeah, it's a purposeful ring design as well as that key motif that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm frothing. I'm so keen to see this made. I've actually already started getting it made. We'll be sending Crystal some mock-ups soon, and I'm such a sucker for the old pencil and paper as well. Like, I know there's so much skill that goes behind any type of style of design, but I think, well, I guess last year's wasn't. That was done digitally. But this
and we always say every previous podcast, like, you can't read into that. You
yeah,
can't read into that.
yeah, I know. But yeah, just like, yeah, the artwork is just so tactile, and I don't know. I love
Less
it,
guesswork for you to have to figure out. Like, if it's like a really good concept, like just with like scribbled with like shit.
Yeah.
Then like you have to figure out like, oh, like
maybe human feces.
Yeah. So like it's like, oh, I have to figure out, is that cool or not?
Yeah.
But there's no guesswork in here because
100%. Yeah, I don't need to tweak anything when sending it off to the designers.
Yeah.
Love it. And let's not ignore runner up, Ellie Zuka, the collector. I'm so pumped to see this made as well. I think these are very good because, this one, I always think about them of like as a combo, like how well they work together, because they're going to both be sold on August 1st. This will obviously be a one-day exclusive, but they work so well together. Like this being a small, I would very much recommend this as a sick pinky ring. So I like the idea of this supporting Wabi Sabi. Do you know what I mean? And like those small, I've had people that don't wear any, like they've never liked a skull ring ever. A couple of workers here, and they're just like, oh, I actually really like this design. So I thought at first, I was like, is that enough just having the feature that pumps just very isolated to the center? But then I actually think that's what makes it work. It's not too aggressive of a dark piece. It's just, there's a slight touch on the coffin style. There's a very unique signet shape. We haven't done that signet shape before, which is notable. And I'm frothing to see it.
Very mysterious submission. There's no details or descriptions at all.
I know, it's going to haunt my dreams. But I like the submission as a whole as well. Both, love that little sig on the bottom. Yeah.
And they sprinkled independent design just in case.
I know.
Maybe they win both comps.
Borderline might win that as well.
Yeah.
But so those are the two.
Well
what do you
done.
reckon? And honestly, I reckon we're probably just going to make the third as well. I'd be so keen to watch, see Master of Fate be made. And what do you reckon?
Nice. Yeah, I like it. I'm very glad to obviously very glad to see a Half-Life inspired design, even though it wasn't Half-Life itself.
You got 11th hour as well, because remember, we've got the People's Choice vote coming. We're going to really be releasing the top 50 for everyone to vote on, and this is going to be getting released on August 1st. So we got 1 month to crank it out. Dude, the thing is as well how quickly it comes around, because it'll then take a month. We'll sell this for a month, and we'll probably have the People's Choice, and then we're like, we've got to start it again.
Yeah, it's like 6 months in between, like nothing design comp related.
Yeah.
By the time it like drags itself out for 6 months.
Yeah, I know. I honestly could see it eventually being, because this like consumes so much of our our community engagement, but just what I enjoy doing, and just it's so sick seeing completely different frames of design reference come to life. I could generally see Crooked Howlett sort of pivoting towards that being our model.
Yeah.
Is that everyone pitches every single month to have their design made, and we're essentially just like a collaborative vehicle with just Joe Schmo, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, let us know your thoughts. Cheers, everyone. The design comp starts again in 2 weeks. Feels like that, eh?
Yes. And now that we've finished the top 10, announce the winner into the top 50 of 2023.
And I'm like,